Another thing that you're thinking about and starting to plan for is probably the rehearsal dinner. Rehearsal dinners can vary widely depending on what you want to do, what your family traditions are, and what you want to accomplish with that event. Traditionally, a lot of times the groom's family likes to host the rehearsal dinner, so they're going to need some input as well as to what you do. First thing to pick is where to have the rehearsal dinner. Most people have it at a restaurant, sometimes a restaurant that has a private room. Sometimes it'll be hosted at a friend or relative's house if they have enough space and want to have that much food on hand and be able to prepare the food and beverages quickly enough to serve all your guests. Whatever you pick someplace that you're going to be relaxed at and to be able to enjoy, because this is a night to relax and enjoy the people around you as you get ready for your big day. The next thing you need to decide is who to invite. Depending on your family's tradition, your rehearsal dinner may just be your wedding party or your wedding party and immediate family, your parents or your grandparents or your siblings. Some families like to include all the guests that have traveled in from out of town, and that's just something you need to look at and see how many people that would involve and whether it's appropriate to include them at the rehearsal dinner. What you want to avoid is inviting everybody that you've invited to the wedding, because that's what the reception is for the next day, is to get everybody together. The rehearsal dinner can be a very intimate time to really be close with the people that you're close to. So what are you going to do at the rehearsal dinner? You might think, oh, well, we're going to eat dinner. That's an important part because everybody's hungry. But there's a lot of other things you can do. If your family and friends are traveling a long way and maybe haven't seen each other in a long time, it's almost like a little mini family reunion. And you need to allow some time before dinner for people to mingle and talk to each other and hug each other and all the stuff that comes with relatives and close friends that you haven't seen in a long time. And that can just be such a wonderful experience to see everybody like that. Some couples like to have toasts that evening, either in addition to or sometimes even instead of the toasts at the wedding, because the people close to you might share more personal stories or be a little bit more relaxed in the smaller environment and be able to tell some really great stories during their toasts, which is nice. Because this can be such a special and close time of your wedding weekend, you might want to consider hiring your videographer to do coverage of your rehearsal dinner as well as your wedding day, because sometimes the toasts and the stories that are told can be the highlight of the weekend. The intimacy and the family togetherness that things like that tend to generate can really be very memorable and something that you're going to want to treasure. My own family story on this, before I became a videographer, I went to a family wedding, and very somewhat impromptu, they decided to have people get up and say a few words. And they hadn't asked their videographer to come, but a friend with a video camera ran the video camera while people were talking. And my grandmother in particular was a little hard of hearing, a little forgetful, and the next day she came to me and she said, "Oh, I wish I could remember what all those people said last night." And I said, "Well, somebody was taping it. We'll be okay." Well, their tape didn't come out or their battery died. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but we have no record of that wonderful time where we shared stories about the bride when she was a little girl and the groom when he was growing up. And I feel like we really lost a treasured part of my family history that night when the tape didn't come out. And as a professional, that, knock on wood, has never happened to me.